Que lo que, mi gente, is your girl Jay, and we are talking today about the Lionsgate portal. So, the Lionsgate portal happens every year on August 8th. It's always in during Leo season, obviously, and it's an astrological or a celestial event where the sun. I'm gonna see if I can get this right because I'll be forgetting. But there's four: the sun, Orion's belt, the star Sirius, and Earth are like all aligned, right? And so it's a great time to manifest, especially we're in Leo season. You know, we're out here shining. Perfect time to do manifestations. And you can do that in any way you feel comfortable doing that, right? You could do a vision board, you can do a candle work to like focus that manifestation, or you can do a spiritual bath or a combination, right? Or all three, to kind of get that focus in on your manifestation. You could also do like writing, journal writing, whatever you feel comfortable doing to get, you know, your manifestations going. And like that one TikTok video is said, you know, think or dream big, bitch, right? Stop thinking small, think big. This is a time for big manifestations, right? So what does that look like? And then for spiritual baths, I would use herbs that correspond with the sun because Leo is ruled by the sun. So things like bay leaves. Bay leaves has been one of my favorite to use. It's great for like cleansing, but also for like removing fear so that you can think big. And then what's the other one? Rosemary is another good one. It's great for your hair. It's great. Another cleansing herb too, but it's also very powerful, dominated, you know, or ruled by the sun. And so it's a perfect time to use like those two herbs. I always love roses for higher vibration. So that's another one I'll throw out there. Probably most of my spiritual baths have the base of roses, bay leaves, and rosemary, right? Rosemary is like my third, but roses and bay leaves have been, especially this summer, have been like at the top of my list, right? So think about what you're connecting with in that way, because herbs connect, you know, herbs are spirit, right? They're nature, but they each have like a spiritual vibe. And which herb are you connecting with? You know, which plant spirit are you connecting with in this moment? And whatever feels right for you. You could do like a base of bay leaves and add whatever else you'd like, or a base of with the rosemary, or using all three. Citrus is another good one. Like if you did like orange peels, this is all a good time too for like Leo season specifically because it's ruled by the sun. It's great for like solar plexus work. It's great for like sacral work, shining the light on those things that you want to heal, right? So this is like the perfect time to do that as well. What was I gonna say? I'm looking at my notes. Let me just check. Right, so also 8 is a number for power and wealth, right? We know that 8 is also sideways. It's the infinity symbol. It's the intersection of like spirit and physical. This is why like with the number 8, it's just a great time to manifest, right? Also the 8th house in the zodiac is ruled by Scorpio, so it's very like transformative energy. So if you think about the number 8 in that way, like as far as like numerology, 8 also, you know, means abundance for me specifically. It means like abundance, it means wealth. And let's see, that's what I got for my notes. But I also wanted to do a reading to see what because I feel like there's some fear, right, around our around manifesting. And it's interesting because like the other day I was working with one of my spirit guides, and it's a feminine energy, it's a loud energy, a big, right, it's very big, very loud. And I tend to, you know, basically the guide was telling me the same thing, where it's like, you're thinking small. Why are you not asking for something big? And sometimes I feel like we are afraid to not, either consciously or subconsciously, right? We're either like afraid of asking for something because we don't like want to bother, if that makes sense, or like we're afraid to ask for something big because like deep down inside we feel like we don't deserve it. And those are two really problematic ways of thinking. So thinking of ways of like, well, I deserve this too. Like, why can't I dream big? Right? Why can't I dream big for myself? And using this energy, right, in this moment to do that. So I do feel like there's some fear around that, right? But using this as like a transformative time, using that 8th house Scorpio, right, vibe to like really transform and say, well, in order for me to transform, what do I need and how do I, and how am I gonna ask it, right? Being specific, but like not too specific enough that you are like calling all the shots, because spirit does what it wants when it wants, right? So there's like a delicate balance there where it's like, I want to ask for this, and then asking yourself, well, why am I asking? What is my true goal? And here's my goal. And then, oh, there's one card that fell out. And then saying, okay, well, this is my goal. How can I get there? And there's different ways to get there, right? So today we're using the Modern Witch Tarot, one of my favorite decks. And the first thing that came out is the 3 of Pentacles, which is like work, bitch, but like work together, right? It's a very collaborative effort is the vibe that I'm getting with that. You know, working together to see what is it that you fear most, right? And why, and how we can get past that. How we can stop blocking our blessings, because there's a little bit of that as well. Okay, so I'm like, this is kind of the vibe I was feeling. So, you know, we got the 3 of Pentacles, right? And 2 in this card, right? She's naked. She is like at her most vulnerable state. Like, here I am. Let's collaborate. And that is difficult, right? Sometimes to like really put it out there to be like, yo, I need help. How can you help me work through this, right? We have the Magician in reverse. And so sometimes it's about like not tapping into your own power, not seeing it for what it is, and like self-doubt, right? There's a self-doubt portion where you just feel like, do I deserve this? Do I not? Am I powerful? Am I this powerful magician, a manifester that I can do it during this, you know, season? And then also remember that it's kind of like full moon, new moon energy, where you have a couple days before and a couple days after to really get into that vibe of the Lion's Gate. So I would say from like the 6th, and then you got 6, 7, 8, 9 to the 10th. So it's a couple days there where you can do your baths, and you can like cleansing baths beforehand. Like say on the 6th, you start with a cleansing bath. I think the 6th is today. Sorry. You start like a cleansing bath leading up to it, and then afterwards you can like right on that day you can manifest, and then maybe you can do some, you know, burning around, like clearing and cutting, you know, things that keep you from getting your blessings, right? Because there's like, you know, a little bit, there might be a little bit of delays, and it is all like from lack of clarity, okay? From believing that everything is fine. Everything is not fine. So the first step really is to be like, okay, what do I need to change? Because in order for doors to close, right, this 10 of Swords, so in order for these swords to get off my back, in order for these doors to close in the way that I want them to, because it's in reverse, so that's good for this card. How do I do that? Like, what do I need to do? How do I get this clarity that I'm lacking with this Page of Swords in reverse? Remember that the page too is about like they're the beginning. I feel like it's like elementary school where you're still learning, you're still finding your way, and that's fine, you know. Page energy is still very curious, and sometimes it's okay to hit these roadblocks and to be like, okay, where am I stuck at? What do I have to take a step back and research? Is it me? Is it, you know, my lack of boundaries? Is it my lack of not believing in myself, not believing in the things that I deserve, right, for myself? so that I can sit here and do the things that I'm meant to do. Okay. So think about, definitely if you haven't done a cleansing bath, I always recommend cleansing baths and using the bay laurel and the I don't know why I wanted me to use his old government name, but it was like, per respect of my bay leaf name. Using the bay laurel and the rosemary is a great way to cleanse, and using that energy of the sun to help you cleanse that out. And then moving into sweetening, so that you can manifest those things, and that it can be attracted to you, whether you're trying to manifest a relationship, a marriage, a baby, a new job, better business, more clients, right? Using that sweetening energy too. Like honey is also like the color of gold, shines like the sun, right? So using honey as like a sweetening to help you bring in that energy that you want to manifest, right? And let's pull, I like this deck. Let's pull from the Tiny Oracle. It's one of my favorites. I like this one. Guaraguao. Yes. Illumination and balance, right? So this one is, man, it's talking about getting back into balance, right? But also understanding what needs to shine a light on those maybe darker parts that you don't want, those vulnerable parts we were just talking about, right? That you don't want people to maybe know about. Shining a light on those parts of yourself so that you can love yourself in all of its entirety, right? In all of your biggest self, being your biggest self, so that you can manifest big things, because you can't think of yourself as something small and try to manifest something big. Even with this energy, right? Even when using this Lionsgate portal, you can be like, oh, I'm just so small. I'm insignificant, but I'm going to try and ask for something big. So first we have to work on that insignificance, right? And that fear of taking up space before we can ask for something big. So even if you're manifesting taking up more space and being bigger, right? And so that you can dream bigger, that's a beautiful way to use this energy as well. Magic, right? There is like a magic vibe, especially with the Magician. So tapping back into that magic and tapping back into how you see yourself as a magician, as a master manifester, right? And then this one, hard work and endurance. And see, and I feel like this goes with, before I drop everything, this goes with the Three of Pentacles vibe, right? Of hard work, of being vulnerable as you ask for help, because there is a vulnerability in that. And sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't want to bother, I don't want to ask for help. And so this goes with that hard work, with the endurance, with understanding that things sometimes take time, especially when you have things to work through, right? To get into that magician space, into that manifester space, in order for you to be like, okay, I'm ready to manifest my best life right now in this moment. Thinking big, dreaming big, being big, right? Leo season, taking up space, shining bright. And then that's how I get to where I need to go. That's what I got for y'all today. I hope this helps you as you prepare for the Lionsgate, which is a beautiful time again for manifestation, for creating, right? Co-creating with spirit. So have an amazing time doing that, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.